Happy Monday, everybody. This is going to be your daily mood read for Monday, November 9th. And guys, remember, for those of you who've never seen these, I base these strictly on the moon. And I talk about for the collective, what's going to be happening with our moon energies. And then I'm going to be pulling a couple of cards to see what's going on for all of us. So I hope you guys are doing great today. Let's get just right into it. We all know this is crazy energy, but we're going to just stick with the mood at the moon and how we might be feeling. Okay. Just kind of like moving forward. All right. So let's get into this. The moon is now in Virgo. It's out of Leo. It's in Virgo. So this is a good day to get stuff done. A good day for chores, tidy up and get organized, schedule that health checkup. Check on your animals, make a vet appointment for your animals if you've been putting it off. Check out that gym membership or however it is that you've been actually taking care of yourself. All right. Because the sixth house is a lot of things. It's mental, physical, and emotional health. It's our small animals. It's our day-to-day work environment, our day-to-day work experience, but it's our day-to-day in general. So not everybody has a job, right? So it would be ridiculous, right? But when we're talking about Virgo is the landlord of that sixth house. Now, also, Virgo is the problem solver of the zodiac, right? So they are very critical. So it's a day where you're going to be maybe seeing things that you haven't been seeing up to this point, or seeing things differently. You just get your spidey senses are going to be very turned on, but it's not to pick a fight or anything like that. It's just things are going to be a lot more clear for you. And when I say, remember, it's the moon, it's one day, these are quick transits. So don't expect like monumental, but things are going to just start to hit you and occur to you that are going to just start making sense. This is just a really good time to expand your mind, undertake anything that is going to ultimately end up broadening your path, broadening your horizons. So we have a couple of aspects that I want to talk about for this particular day. We do have the moon sextiling Mercury. Now, this isn't going to be a terribly strong influence, but you're going to feel it. So I just want to mention it. So during this brief period, ideas are going to be flowing really freely, especially with Virgo. You express your feelings and your thoughts with greater clarity than you normally would be able to, which I think is great. It's a great time for any kind of project, brainstorming, anything that you have to do with somebody else, talk about the future, plan that project, whatever it is. You're very compassionate. Everybody's going to kind of be feeling this nice energy, compassionate, more clear than normal, a little more receptive, while you're being assertive in your desire to express yourself. But other people are going to be feeling it too. So it's going to be good. Next, we have the moon semi-square Venus. So this is a medium influence, I would say. So for a lot of you guys, your love life might just feel a little unsettled. The extent of the tension is going to depend on what else is happening in your chart, in your life, all of that, right? All of that plays into it. But this could just be a temporary little something, in an otherwise really loving connection. Or it could be something a little more serious. Again, it does depend on what's going on, but you want to try your best to try to relax and not obsess, because if you can show restraint during this energy, you're likely to have a little more clarity about what is actually going on. That's going to incite a better understanding for your loved one. So whether it's your partner, your business partner, a friendship, family connection, whatever it is, it really is more of a time for patience and love rather than trying to push your own agenda, or for somebody to try to push their own agenda onto you. That's not going to go well for them at all. And we have the moon sessi squaring Mars. It's another, I'm going to say, medium, maybe to strong influence. You might not feel 100% yourself today, right? You might know why, you might not know why. It really kind of doesn't matter. You're just going to feel like, I feel like my shoes are on the wrong feet, as we say. You just kind of, this is the kind of energy, though, where you just need to pay attention to the fact that you feel that way and avoid overreacting, avoid like, lashing out in a way that you're going to end up regretting. But I don't feel like you, first of all, most of us are not even going to realize it. Now that I'm saying it, you might be on the lookout for it. But you might not even realize if you lash out. So just try to be cognizant of paying attention. Know it'll pass. Don't be surprised if you feel a big ticking clock like looming over your shoulder, asking you like, "Tick, tick, 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 are you on the right path? Are you doing the right thing? Is this relationship right for you? Are you in the right job? Is this the right major for you? Is this the neighborhood you should be living in?" It's going to be different for all of you, but don't be surprised if you start to feel that sort of like underneath. And then we have this, it's a short kind of thing, and it's not indicated as being really heavy, but I think it depends on what else you have going on in your chart. We have this, the moon is having this relationship with Uranus on this day, where, first of all, we might be surprised that we act a certain way, or we might be surprised that we're thinking a certain way about the future. But again, I don't feel like it's going to be very heavy, and I do feel like it may be really creating the situation where you can see into other people's emotions. You're going to be able to see your emotions more. Like, this can make that clock ticking that I was talking about a little louder, but you're going to be able to a bit more easily able to crystallize your next steps wherever it is that you're going on your path. This could also be a great time for exploring any sort of new technology, or social media apps, or social media anything, right? Because Uranus is the ruler of the future, ruler of technology, right? So anything having to do with the future, technology, a lot of you guys may be in this space where you're realizing things, you're seeing things differently, right? But it's almost going to be this like very subtle kind of thing, right? Because it's very, it's the moon, it's our soul, it's our emotions. So you're going to be feeling this more. This is more internal. Again, we're talking about mood here, not what's actually going to come to fruition. And guys, also keep in mind, I'm still doing my weekly reads having to do with love and having to do with career. This is just to give you guys a little snapshot. I just find these to be helpful. Um, just to see, what the weather is going to be like, right? As far as the moon, which rules our emotions for each day. So I'm going to drop the screen down and let's pull some cards for the day. Okay. We have that. Okay, I'm going to use my Lightseer Tarot, and I'm going to throw a couple of astro dice. We have the first house of self, Aquarius, ruled by Uranus. Yep. And then we have Venus. Good. I like these. Listen, this is really going to be about you thinking about you and your path, your trajectory. For some of you, this is going to have, especially if you have a Virgo moon, you're going to be feeling this very heavily, where you're thinking about, maybe I want to, get a new, go shopping for new clothes, get a new haircut. You start a completely new workout routine, do something completely different, completely different. This is Aquarius, completely different. But guys, Aquarius is also the 11th house energy, which has to do with our goals and wishes. And then we have it working with Venus. Venus is that beautiful trifecta of not only money, but self-value and self-worth, and how we feel about being in something. So I do feel like a lot of you guys are going to be thinking from a very personal, very, very subjective perspective. How are you feeling about the goals that you've set for yourself? How do you feel about it? Is the money there? Is the love there? Is the respect there? Whatever it is, right? It's going to be different for each of you, but you're going to be vibing that big time. Okay. So let's pull some light seers. Okay. Alrighty, let's get right into this. So I'm going to be pulling it from my point, but I'm going to be reading it from your perspective. Okay. Okay. So we have a couple of these would be reversals for you guys, right? So we have the King of Pentacles reversed. So this can indicate some jealousy, somebody in your life not having any follow through. So this could be you or somebody in your life right now. We have this working with the Ace of Swords in the upright. This is about some sort of new ideas coming in, having some mental clarity, right? I mean, this aligns with the astrology, some sort of mental clarity. But what happens a lot of times with the mental clarity and the new ideas, often comes some sort of new conflict. Now, for some of you, because we have Virgo, the moon in Virgo. And because Virgo is the landlord of the sixth house, which was our health, this could also indicate to me some of you realizing that you need to get some sort of surgery. This could be some sort of situation where there is some surgery or something that you need done. Um, but you might be having some challenge, having some follow through. Somebody in your life needing some sort of procedure, but them not wanting to have the follow through that that they need. For others of you, you have this new idea and this mental clarity about some sort of situation where there is no follow through. Now, again, whenever we have a court card, which is a king, queen, whatever, this could be a person or just a general energetic influence. So for a lot of you, this could show up where if you feel like you're involved with a relationship, a job, any sort of situation where you just don't see it working as it is right now, you may be able to tap into some sort of new idea and some sort of new clarity to make it work. And this can very much be presented today. Then we have the Five of Cups in the reverse, which I like this much better in the reverse. This indicates moving on from something. This indicates hope returning, some sort of recovery. So awesome sauce. If you maybe are actually in the process of recovering from some sort of situation, this is really good energy as well. For many of you, though, it's just moving on from something, forgiving, moving on, hope returning. So it doesn't mean that everybody's actually moving on away from something, but you can just be simply forgiving, letting something go, moving on to like the next idea, the next project. Although it can mean for some of you, you making that final decision to actually, end something, or moving on from some sort of toxicity so that you can focus on building. So we have this 10 of Pentacles energy, which is beautiful. This is about leaving a legacy. For some of you, you may be deciding, you know what, it's time I retire. For some of you, you might be getting a phone call, something having to do with inheritance. Others of you, this is a will you marry me card. For others of you, this is a let's buy a house and let's ask our family for help. Or let's start that new business and let's ask people for help. Because this is very much like a community kind of card, but it's a really beautiful for solid communication, and openness. And, I just feel like a moving forward energy is incited here for sure. Then we have the Hierophant energy. So the Hierophant is all about traditions and conventions, expectations, conformity. It's also about honoring the sacred in your relationship. For those of you who are in a very serious relationship, it's about honoring the sacred in that. For others of you, this could just be a day where you're just very focused on your marriage, very focused on what's happening in your marriage. And for some of you, it could be focusing on the pain of something and the disappointment of something that's gone on. Now, this doesn't have to mean that anybody's cheating on anybody, and it's not only for relationship. The Three of Swords energy is the card of pain, right? I mean, this is basically what it is. Right. So it's however that ends up rolling out for you, it's a Saturn and Libra energy. Saturn is about restriction, it's karma, it's delay. This could just be the pain associated with the delay in something not being able to come to fruition because it's Saturn, but it's Saturn in Libra. Libra rules that seventh house of partnerships, which has to do with marriage, business partnerships, close family connections, close friendship connections, right? And so there could be this delay that's creating this pain. But it's so there is this idea, this sense of disappointment, disillusionment. For some of you, this can mean heartbreak. For others of you, this can mean making the decision to end something, to get a divorce, to leave something. Some of you may just be feeling very depressed about something going on in your marriage. We have another surgery energy here. So I feel like somebody out there is getting some sort of procedure done as well. But that's, going to be something to look at. And then we have the Death in reverse. So the Death in reverse this is a Scorpio energy, and in reverse, this indicates stagnation. Something that you were feeling really hopeful about, you're not feeling as hopeful right now because you feel stuck. It's like this inertia energy. It's like, I feel like I have cement shoes on, right? And it's working with this Two of Swords energy. And Two of Swords energy is about confusion and indecision in the reverse for you, right? Confusion, indecision. You might be experiencing like information overload, where it's like, I know I need to make a decision. I know I need to compromise on something, but it's like, I'm just not sure exactly what my next step is going to be. I'm not sure. And guys, we do have those couple of semi-squares and sessi squares. And the thing is with those, as far as those being transits, those are the kind of transits where it's like, something's wrong, but you're not actually making a big move to change anything. So this might just be a day where you're recognizing what's working, what's not working, and starting to crystallize some steps towards making something work for yourself, or to make something work better or differently. Okay. So that's what I have for you for Monday. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay.